Hey everybody, this is SageFantasma, and welcome to my first video of my new video series. That was a little bit of a 15-second dance. Actually, probably closer to 20-second dance. I decided to do for you guys because I just heard this song, which is Not Gonna Get Us by TATU in the album aptly named 200 kilometers an hour in the wrong lane, and that would be a little bit dangerous. However, nonetheless, this is a new series I'm going to be doing for StarCraft 2. And as you guys may know, I'm not the best player. I'm not the worst player. I'm about mid to high level diamond. I'm improving quick because I'm actually starting to do stuff. But I'm a Protoss player, and I'm currently at season in season 2. I have about round about 400 points. I think I'm like 370, 380 right now, with 27 or 28 wins and 10 or 12 losses, and I think I'm at total round about 160 wins on ladder. I didn't really play much last season. Not really sure why, probably because I spent a lot of time playing Call of Duty, but nonetheless, this is a new video I want to do. And for those of you guys that know Day 9, for those of you guys that know Day 9, he does his Day 9 daily, where he actually, if you're watching this, I have so few subscribers on this channel that you probably know who Day 9 is. Day 9 is anyways. So, on his Day 9 daily, he likes to say about how you want to think of your own builds and stuff like that, and he leads you through the thinking process. And this is something I kind of wanted to do. Is Day 9? He every once in a while, like the last daily, which aired on Sunday, April 10th. I don't know what number that was, 200 something, really high up there. And so I need to turn this down because it's actually distracting me. But he was explaining his thought process for making a new build for TVP and going through how he thinks of everything. And I kind of wanted to give a different aspect of it. And as a bad player trying to get good, I consider myself bad because I really have poor macro. My micro is like meh. They don't really get to micro because my computer explodes when I play StarCraft 2, and now it's too quiet. So let me turn it up. Oh, wrong way. That's good. I'm sure that looked amazing, and I'm sure I'm going to laugh at myself when I watch this video and upload it. And I'm talking so fast again. Whew. I hope that wasn't loud. So what I'm going to be doing is I often find myself faced with different kinds of problems playing against different races, whether it be PvZ, PvT, or PvP. And one problem I've been having for so long, and I just haven't dealt with it, is PvZ. The Roach Hydra mix I find pretty easy to beat because Hydras are glass cannons, and if you have like more than 6 Colossi and they don't have many Corruptors, or they overmade Corruptors, you just roll their army, and Roaches just gets curb stomped by everything in the Protoss army anyways. So that I find easy to do. But one thing I cannot handle, and I found this out at a tournament I did locally last Saturday, that I suck against mutas. I always knew I wasn't good, but I always thought I had a good handle on them. But I lost this one game on Tal'Darim Altar, where I went to attack into his base because I knew he was on 3. I wanted to get my 3rd up. I was at about 200. My 2-1 attack upgrades, my level 2 attack upgrades, and my level 1 defense upgrade had already finished. My level 2 was just finishing, and I wanted to push with that as a timing attack to get my 3rd up and get cannons up. And I know that he had only 3 bases so far, and we respawned cross positions, and I knew he was going Muta, so I had already had a bunch of cannons thrown up in my main and my natural, and I was throwing up cannons in my 3rd before I built my Nexus. So I knew my base was pretty well secured, and so I went to go attack him. And I had this big army of stalkers mainly, and a few zealots and sentries. and 1 or 2 Colossi too. And I went in, and I think 1 Immortal. And I went in, and I dealt so much damage to his ground army. Like, he just had a bunch of Lings and Roaches, and they just got curb stomped. Like, it was just a Hulk smashing. Like, this is their army, this is my army, and I just smashed it out of the screen. It was just one-sided ownage. And I still had a bunch of Stalkers left. I was like, alright, sweet, I can still take his like, giant 30 Mutaball. But he had 1-0 upgrades on them. And I lost all of my Stalkers and my Sentries, and I was like, what? I had so much stuff. And it wasn't even like I was microing or macroing poorly. It's just, I don't know how to beat Mutas. I had no anti-air besides that, and my upgrades weren't good enough. I didn't have Blink. And basically, I just got rolled by the Mutas, because after they killed my army, he like built another 20 and just was like, alright, time to go kill you, and I only had 10 Mutas to defend, and he just owned me. He ended up knocking me out in the first set just by using Mutas, and then the second time we played near the end of the brackets, he didn't go Mutas at all, and I ended up winning. So I have to question his decision, but I don't mind. I ended up finishing 5th at the tournament. And anyways, I really wanted to address... This is going to be such a long video. Oh, well, it's an intro video, so it's worth it. I want to now figure out how to beat Mutas. Now, I could go into TeamLiquid.net or Liquipedia and be like, PVT or PVZ Mutas, how to deal with. And I could get my answer there, but by doing that, I won't learn from it. I'll just have this information, and I'll be just stored in my head, and I won't get any experience from it. And in my opinion, getting this information without having to work for it doesn't make it worthwhile. Like, it just, you forget it too easily, which is why I have these 2 Terran builds and this 1 PVZ build written down, and I've had these builds for like a month or more, and I just can't commit them to memory because I haven't learned the ins and outs, and I haven't played enough games with them yet. But anyways, I take that, and now what I want to do is I want to bring you guys through the thought process with me of trying to learn how to in PvZ how to defeat a Muta heavy strategy. So what I'm going to do is for these episodes is I'm going to introduce a problem that I'm having, and I'm going to go ladder for that day, for the next week, for the next month, however long it takes me to try and finally figure it out. And then what I'll do is I'll make a post video after that, and that post video will say, okay, here's the different things I went through to solve this problem that I'm facing, and here's what my end result is. So that's what these videos are going to be all like, and these are what these videos are going to resemble, and hopefully this helps anyone who's trying to go through the thinking process themselves, trying to defeat another build that they just can't figure out. And hopefully this will help solve some hard problems that every race is having with every build. Hopefully 4-gate, probably not, considering even Day 9 really didn't get a good counter build to the 4-gate. But hopefully he will, because I am tired of facing 4-gate on the ladder. Every PvP is just 4-gate, 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 4-gate. And then Dark Templar Rush, yay! I lose because I forgot to build a single forge or a robo because I'm an idiot. But anyways, with that being said, here's what my plan. Actually, also if I find out that my strategy that I'm trying to do isn't working, I'll make another update video, or I'll make another video in between saying, okay, this didn't work well and this is why. And then I'll say, okay, now here's what I'm going to try. So as such, before I start telling you what my plan is to try and counter this build, and it's actually going to be really easy because I feel like Mutas are pretty simple to beat. But nonetheless, my plan, or no, I want to encourage you, as you hear on the Day9 Daily, he always says, get friends to talk about strategy with, think about it, talk it over. But one thing that I find useful, if you're like me, it really helps to voice out my strategy and say out loud what my thinking process is, because if I'm just thinking it in my head, it doesn't stay in there. I just have so much going up there. It's like, okay, it's just another random thought. Have fun forgetting it in 30 minutes anyways. I need a drink. This is my third vlog today. And like my fifth recording of them. But anyways, here's the I think I've covered everything that I wanted to say. So just say it out loud and go through the thinking process, and it actually helps because you'll be able to more easily disregard stupid ideas that you think of. Just like, oh well, if I Dark Templar rush before they get whatchamacallits, I'm trying to think of Dark Templar rush before they get Mothership, I'll win. All right. Obviously, you'll be like, you will figure out that doesn't sound logical, and I will laugh if that ends up being a build. But yeah. So yeah, here's the problem that I'm facing. PvZ can't beat mutas for the life of me. If they get more than 15, 20 mutas, I just die. So what I'm going to try and do is, normally in PvZ, I tend to go 4-gate expand into 5-gate robo. And that hard counters, that totally Hulk smashes Roach Hydra. But the problem I've been facing is when they don't go Roach Hydra, I have the wrong tech pattern to deal with these mutas. And obviously I can't go with Warp Prisms because they have a higher mobility than I do with the Mutalisks. The Mutalisks move way faster than Warp Prisms unless you get the gravitic boosters, in which case I think they might be either equal or go faster. But still, they'd suck in this situation nonetheless. So Warp Prisms are out of the question. And obviously Immortals are a stupid answer to this. This wouldn't be logical. And Colossi, again, not logical. So Robotech is out of the question. So that leaves us with Stargate tech, and this leaves me with Twilight Council tech. So what I intend on doing is, instead of making a Robo in Colossus, what I'm going to try and do is get a Twilight Council with Blink, and get 2-2 upgrades, or X amount of upgrades, not necessarily 2-2. That's kind of a timing attack I'm thinking of. So getting Blink Stalkers, and then getting a large army of Phoenixes at the same time, because Phoenixes are jacked against mutas because they can move and shoot. Almost as OP as Marauders. Just kidding, but Marauders are ridiculous. So yeah, that's my plan with dealing with Mutalisks, and I'm going to go try that out on the ladder as soon as this renders out and uploads. And hopefully I will have a report video either by the end of today or by tomorrow. Probably tomorrow, because I'll want to think about my next build and go over what happened. And if I face PvT or PvP in the future, I'll have 3 different builds that I want to counter or learn how to beat or see if I can do. And I'll be able to report on all 3 every time if I play them. But I'm getting close to the 15-minute mark, and I really need to end this video because this is going to be a long video. So yeah, 5-gate Blink Stalkers with Phoenixes. Wish me luck, guys, and I will see you with my next update video. Alright. Toodles, gentlemen.